Hello and welcome back. Today we will be conducting flexibility tests. The equipment that will be needed for these tests are a sit and reach box, a standard 17-inch height chair, a yardstick with tape, a pen and paper to document your data, a goniometer, and a yoga mat or soft surface is not required but optional. Before we begin, it is important for the participant to execute a quick stretch and warm-up. The first test is the sit and reach test. This test assesses the flexibility of the hip flexors. Participants should sit with the back against the wall and without any shoes. Feet should be up against the box. Hands should be directly over each other or side by side. The participant should not lead the other hand. The object of this test is to push the metal as far as they can. Knees should stay in place and not move forward. It is important for the participant to inhale before the stretch and exhale during the reach. Once the participant has reached, instruct them to hold that position for 2 seconds. They should perform this reach twice. Record the farthest reach and record your stretch in centimeters. Refer to this chart for adequate test scores. This next test is the YMCA reach test. Participants should sit with their back against the wall. Place a 12-inch long piece of tape perpendicular to a yardstick that is positioned between the legs of the participant. The tape should be placed at the 15-inch mark. The feet should be at each end of the tape. These results will be in inches. Make sure the hands are placed directly on top of each other or side by side, with no hand leading the other. Inhale before the reach and exhale during the reach. The participant will need to reach out as far as they can and hold that final reach for 2 seconds. Perform this stretch twice. From the 2 stretches, you will record the farthest reach. Refer to this chart for the correct rating of your participant. This next test that we will conduct is the chair sit and reach test. This test will test the flexibility of the hamstring. This test is targeted for an older population of 60 years and older. The chair must be up against the wall for stability. The height of the chair must be 17 inches from the ground. Instruct the participant to sit at the edge of the chair. The participant must extend one leg and point their leg up, also known as dorsiflexion. The head of the participant should be upright and aligned with the spine. The object of this test is to have the participant reach their toes. If they pass their toes, consider this a positive number. If they reach below the toes, consider this a negative number. Hands should be placed on top of each other or side by side. One hand must not lead the other. Conduct this test twice on each leg and record the farthest reach. This next test measures the flexibility of the hip flexors and extensors. This is called the Thomas test. Have your participant lay down supine. They should bring one leg up towards their chest. This is the contralateral leg, which is the leg not being tested. The leg still extended is the leg being tested. Once the leg is brought to the chest, pay attention to the straight leg. If the leg remains in close contact with the floor, the hip flexors of that leg are considered flexible. If the leg raises and is away from the ground, the hip flexors are considered inflexible. This last flexibility test will require the goniometer. This is a straight leg raise test. This test assesses the flexibility of the hip extensors. The subject must lay supine. The tester will raise one leg of the participant. The other leg must remain extended and flat on the ground. Place the goniometer at the axis of the greater trochanter. Align the axis arm of the goniometer with the leg that is flat on the floor. With the other arm of the goniometer, follow the leg that is being raised. The goniometer has numbers that symbolize the degrees reached. A minimum angle of 80 degrees is acceptable. 90 degrees is desirable. Anything over 90 degrees is great. This will be done to each leg. The best of each leg will be used.